Hi Gemini, welcome to November 2019 tarot card reading. Thank you guys so much for being here. It is Scorpio season, lots of sixth house activity for you, which is fantastic because it's very productive. And even though it's Mercury Retrograde and all starting today, that's just like, so what? Who cares, right? I feel like the Mercury retrograde is actually going to give you enhanced creativity, enhanced motivation. There's probably going to be, reevaluating your health, all that kind of stuff, which is going to be really good for you, The very first card that came out that indicates your energy is actually the King of Coins. So when we talk about sixth house, this is very Virgo-like, right? It's very put your head down, do the Energizer Bunny thing, take your ideas out of the air and get them out into the world, right? Give them some kind of form so that you can really work with them. If you have ideas for the holidays, right, this is the time for you to really go about doing those things. If you have business things going on, this is the time to sit down with your team and be like, all right, what do we got to do here to make this happen? And I feel like it's a really like a grand push to the end of the year. Mercury retrograde weirdly is probably going to give you the energy that you need to get from start to finish on your goals. So King of Coins, but he's methodical, right? He's methodical, but he's connected to his work. He kind of has this ability to feel out how things are kind of the path of least resistance. That's kind of his specialty. Let's get from zero to the top as quickly as possible. Let's be as successful as possible as, without as much effort, So King of Coins is great. And then the environment in which you're operating in is the Strength card, which actually came out twice. So we'll talk about it when we get to the smaller cards. So the Strength card is, first of all, can we just talk about, I know the lighting sucks, but can we just talk about all the yellow on these cards right now? Right? The yellow is connected with the third chakra, has a lot to do with self-confidence, authority, feeling like you're in control. There's no guilt or shame that you're dealing with here at all. It's very straightforward. And to be honest, I feel like you feel divinely inspired. It couldn't be any other way. It has to be this way. All year, right, we've been talking about the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in the 8th house, which is a thing, but now we're starting to really see the positive manifestations of all of this. It's kind of like months and months of tension building, but it's kind of like that peak of reaching that top potential, the way a roller coaster goes up. You're kind of like at the very top of that roller coaster, about to free fall, and where things are really going to start to come together and things are going to start to make a lot more sense. Any struggle, any issue, any kind of emotional upheaval in any way, shape, or form starts to come into a very clear picture of why that was so necessary in your life. So the Strength gives you the perseverance, it gives you the courage to continue going, because you're going to need courage to go off that free fall too, right? It's a lot of people may just kind of stay up there. They might just kind of hover in that high potential energy space and not utilize the potential energy, which is creating blockages and things like that. So you are going to need courage to face that free fall on that roller coaster and be able to just take off. So Strength is both the strength you need to get up there and the courage to jump. So you're getting there, and it's all starting to come together with this pretty little bow, this perfect picture with a pretty little bow as to why everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be right now, okay? The very first card in the 9-card block that came out is the High Priestess, and the King of Coins is kind of looking at the High Priestess here. I'm sensing, with your Taurus in the 12th, very connected to the Taurus reading, by the way, in that you're in this space of super chill, super relaxed, weirdly maybe detached, while all this kind of buzzing is going on around you. You are King of Coins. You are the High Priestess. And what's so beautiful about these is you have the spiritual component and the physical component both. So it's not that you're just only working for the sake of working. It's the connection with the higher self, which again we see with the infinity sign above the woman's head, directly indicating your connection with the divine and the infinite abundance that is around you at any given moment. And utilizing that kind of connection and that feeling of purpose and drive, and to actually do it in the world so that other people can benefit from what you have to offer. The high priestess is very strong. She's a very subtle but silent force that is operating all the time. She's kind of like the wife behind the man in power kind of deal. Like really there are so many decisions that are hers, right? This representing your subconscious, kind of the one that's really driving the car, even though you may appear to be having someone else in the driver's seat, right? She's really the one driving the car here. And she's getting you to that top of the roller coaster. She's getting you to that very edge, so that you can then enjoy the benefits. Now, I feel like you have a connection with someone specific, all right? Business partnerships, there's so much, Jupiter in your 7th house, kind of closing out his transit. You have Mars in the 5th house, which is a highly romantic placement. Romance can be a creative project or dating scenario, or it could be you connected with your children as well. But whoever this sort of someone is or something, I'm not going to assign it that it's especially a person, but whatever this sort of special something is, there seems to be a kind of an interesting disconnect. Now, I think you're kind of coming out as the King of Cups here, but you can kind of flip-flop the storyline if you need to. The Queen of Coins, Queen of Cups, King of Cups, connected by the High Priestess. Just so you guys know how this is kind of placed. The placement is actually like this. So you can see that the King of Cups back is to the Queen of Cups back. So it's like back to back. And instead of seeing this or interpreting this as some kind of separation or some kind of blockage in communication, which it could be, what I'm really feeling is it's like you have each other's back by like standing back to back, and like now you have access to all angles. You're both responsible for your own tasks, your own things that you need to do, but by doing all these separate things, you're actually achieving a lot more, a lot faster, okay? The High Priestess is just kind of this silent understanding of what's expected of one another, and both of you seem to be fulfilling those roles like to the T. And I'm sensing high positivity coming from both of these entities, meaning there's a sense of duty, there's a sense of obligation, but it's not begrudgingly. It's like you want to do it. You want to create this thing. You want to go to the next level. So you take steps forward and you each fulfill what you said you were going to do. King of Cups is maybe a little bit more aggressive in the outside world, especially as he's connected with the King of Coins. We're getting the Taurus Scorpio archetypes coming out here with these, and those are especially relevant to you because of the 12th house, 6th house placements given Scorpio season, right? So I think that's more your energy, whereas this person is more of a supporting actor in your movie, all right? Queen of Cups, though, is very nurturing, and it's definitely some kind of a safety net, as you go out in the masculine way, out into the world and out into your creative space, going out and doing things. There's always a place for you to come back home to, right? And the Queen of Cups is always very welcoming you can stray, but you're always welcome home. And I think this person wants you to come home, but they also understand why you are where you are. This can be a physical separation. This can be just someone spending a little bit of extra time at work, or someone just kind of having a preoccupation of some kind that's temporary. There's a great deal of understanding going on between the two of you in spite of the Mercury retrograde, which I know we want to blame a lot of stuff on Mercury retrograde all the time. And, it is what it is. We go through it 3 times a year. It's not special, really. It's just like, just got to make sure that you communicate well. And if something goes wrong, you just address it and you fix it and you move on. It doesn't have to be detrimental in any way, shape, or form. Now, The Queen of Cups is especially important because this King of Cups is looking straight at the Strength card, which came out reversed. It's sort of contradictory to the Strength card that came out upright in your environment. So this is the environment. This is, the kind of universal forces, your guides, your angels sort of egging you on and saying, you know what, Gemini, I dare you to go be successful. I dare you to go do this new thing. I dare you. I dare you to have that courage to jump off that cliff and do what you feel like you got to do. And the Strength card reversed here is the doubt. It's the doubt. Is this right for me? Am I really making the right decision? If you feel overridden by feelings of doubt, you just simply don't do it and simply play the safe bet. There's nothing wrong with the safe bet because the King of Coins in this instance can take a safe bet and turn it into like millions, right? Or high abundance or high levels of prosperity. So safe is not bad here. Sometimes safe is the risk for some of you, right? Because I know Geminis can be risky. You can tend to switch gears very quick, and that in turn, when you change your direction, sometimes it takes a while for things to adjust, and that is risky. So it's not a problem whether you want to jump off the roof and do something intense the way a King of Cups does, right? That scorpionic intensity, I gotta walk on the edge. That's fine. If you want to play it safe, that's also fine. It doesn't really matter what you do because either way, they're going to get you to the same place. Both ways there is work though, right? It's not as though you can just change your mind and all of a sudden everything falls into place. Like you have to get yourself up to the top of that roller coaster. You have help, but you still got to do it too. Like this person can't do it all for you. They can't get you there. They can support you and cheer you on and be your cheerleader, but they can't do the work for you. So, any kinds of feelings of self-doubt or whatever, it's really important for you to just acknowledge it and to acknowledge that maybe it's just symptomatic of some fear that you have, and then just keep going because who cares, right? Fear does not have to hinder you in any way, shape, or form unless you let it. So I don't see Gemini letting fear or allowing fear to do the heavy lifting this month. I think your courage is really coming out a little much, much stronger. Now, when I was talking about the Queen of Cups, now let's switch gears. I'm going to do kind of a different placement and you'll see when I put the camera down. So in the very center of the reading, we have the Magician. So when I talk about, so you have like this kind of, back to back, here she is over here, right? Back to back, both to the High Priestess and back to the Magician. You guys seem to be, again, it's that mutual understanding that you're going somewhere. You're sort of taking each other's, you said you're going to do this, so do it. I'll do this. I said I was going to do it, so I'll do it. And then what happens is like this whole new thing gets fueled. You have this whole new spark. So some of you, if this is in fact a romantic relationship, this is going somewhere, right? It's actually manifesting into something quite lovely and quite positive. There's also an aspect of just excitement and enthusiasm. And we talk about communication. Okay, this is a card of Mercury. All right, so it is very intrinsically connected with Gemini. So the pathway, I think, is being a little overridden by the High Priestess here, the silence, the quiet. I don't know that you're going to have to communicate a lot. If there are miscommunications, which I'm not seeing here, you just deal with it and you move on. But I don't see it being a problem really. It's more just let's not communicate. Let's not really talk. Let's each go down our path and let's fulfill our duties and let's meet at the end. And then we can plan out what comes next as we enter into the 7th house in Sagittarius season. There's a lot of kind of going off and doing your thing and then coming back. It's kind of a beautiful ebb and flow. And I think Gemini needs the space to go out and to be independent in this way so that they can come back and, kind of recalibrate a little bit with the help of someone else and the support of someone else. I'm seeing a third person coming out here, although I don't see it being any kind of a threat to a relationship. It's not like that. It could be an essence of you as well, Gemini. So it could be kind of your other twin coming out. We're getting all the Cups cards here. So the middle row actually looks like this, right? Where we have the Queen with her back to the Magician, and then the Knight with his back to the Magician as well. So the back to this, like I said, this could be your other twin. This could be the other part of you that wants to follow and be whimsical, follow your heart, be whimsical, go out and create and all of that. Although I really like the focus of a Knight of Cups. A Knight of Cups is very much looking at his cup, right? And he's walking in that direction. So it's not like he's holding his cup here and looking in that direction and going somewhere else, right? I mean, he's all aligned. 100%. So when you have the spark of inspiration and the plan, and then the backed up courage here, and then you just move forward, this is when magic really happens. This is the epitome of what magic is. And I think you are tapping into your magicalness, your alchemist that's residing here at any given moment. The Knight of Cups is extraordinarily optimistic. He's ruled by Jupiter, also by Neptune, and there's idealism at play. And why not? Like, if you're going to shoot for something, you might as well shoot for the ideal, perfect, best thing so that you then can at least get closer to that thing. If you shoot for what's realistic, then you might not even hit that, so you have to shoot for Andromeda so you can reach the end of the solar system. You know what I mean? And the King of Coins might pose a little bit of a problem, that part of you. It might pose a little bit of a problem in that realism factor. Like, no, I got to play it safe because I just want to just creep by with this little bit of gain. Again, nothing wrong with it, but keep your eyes, keep it forward, keep it big, keep it gigantic even. Let's use that word. Keep it gigantic. Keep it laughable. Like when you tell people your dream, they're going to laugh at you and make fun of you. That's how you know you're doing it right. All right. This guy doesn't really like to be a little crazy. He likes it when people see him as being, normal. But again, the King of Cups likes the intensity. He likes the drive. He likes the risk. And the Knight of Cups likes the dreaming. So, again, battle of selves. Maybe you got three selves going on. You got the King of Coins versus the King of Cups, and then you got the King of Cups versus the Knight of Cups. Although these are more connected, so you have the two selves going on. You can balance them out. This is maybe what you can show the world, right? You can show the world this, but don't let go of this. And the Queen of Cups is going to be like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Right, cup. You're all cups. You're all in the feels right now. You're all in the connection right now. You're all in the dream space. 5th house Mars. I deserve it. I'm a king. I'm a queen. Literally, I'm a king. I'm a queen. I deserve it. I am royalty. I am majesty. I am divine. Why not? There's only a little bit of a bump on that roller coaster, guys, before this all starts happening for real. And this is the rate at which things begin to manifest. Once you peak, probably in the next couple of months, you're going to still feel like, wow, all this change is starting to really take me in a new space, and I'm so grateful for X, Y, and Z, and yada, 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 yada. And the 8 of Wands is like whoosh, the push of what happens. If you experience a deluge of activity in your life, like let's say you're launching a new product line and you have all these orders coming in, you're like, holy cow, I was not expecting this. Or you have some kind of a new business. This is money. This is customers. If you make an announcement, this is everyone kind of wanting to be a part of it. And I sense that there's a lot of draw and a lot of attraction to what you have going on. Like you're creating your own sense of gravity. So you might be on the roller coaster, but you're also inviting a lot of people in. Like, come on, let's go. It's going to be fun. And there's like this huge amount of people piling to get on that ride. And you seem to be like, okay, you can get on or not. Like, I'll invite you, you can get on or not. But, there's almost a stoic nature to everything, which I think is good. I like the combination of optimism and idealism with stoicism, because then it keeps you detached, it keeps you uninvolved, and it keeps you, free from, what happens when we have expectations. This is a perfect example of no expectations. You can have expectations for yourself, but when it comes to outcomes, for you, it's more about doing for the sake of doing. It's about the risk or the game. It's about the fun. It's about the play of everything. Four of Cups is, I'm just doing it because I want to do it. That's it. That's the only reason. I just want to do it. And I can. And I'm not afraid. Ten of Wands is also the work that you have to do. Ten of Wands is, okay, so now you have all these orders, now you have all these customers, this is you fulfilling them. Now you have all these romantic interests, now you have to kind of go through the process of like picking which one you want. So this is not heavy though, compared to the Strength card, compared to the Magician and the High Priestess. This is so menial. It's just kind of the more mundane aspect of what you have going on, but you do it, and you do it because it's helping to build your castle back there. That's what I always say with this card is he's not just hauling this load for no reason. He's taking them back to his castle to build something. He's renovating something, right? So it's not for nothing. It's not just because he likes to keep his life hard. It's because he wants to create something. So this is a really great way to end the reading, actually, because it's the energy that you're going to have to fulfill what you say you're going to do. Actually, when I say that, let me just backtrack a minute. Be careful of who you tell what you're doing. This is what I mean, the stoicism and this guy. Keep it kosher on the outside. Keep it stoic. Keep it, kind of boring on the outside. Do the exciting stuff within yourself and with your Queen of Cups. She's probably going to be the only reason that like really understands what you're trying to do. All the other people, they're going to have too many opinions and too many ideas and whatever. And it's probably not a good time to be listening to everybody. It's all the buzzing going on around, but you seem to be stable. So just stay stable. You know what I mean? Okay, let's go ahead and put the camera down if you guys want to continue watching for what cards we're going to pull out for the comprehensive reading. Please continue watching. And if not, then I hope you have an excellent Scorpio season, and I will see you in a few weeks for Sagittarius season. Thanks. Okay, Gemini, before we pull out all the additional cards, I wanted to point out like the Merkaba energy that's actually coming through, as we have this triangulated King, Queen, Knight, and then the cups down here as well, where the King of Cups and his stability and kind of his stoicism is being mirrored back by the Four of Cups down here as well, where this sort of, vector equilibrium aspect of the Magician in the very center of the reading tells me that you are in a hyper creation mode, which will prove to be successful. It's very exciting. Like, I don't get to do exciting readings like this very often, but I think people need to really watch out for Gemini, because you're kind of like the ones that are going to beat everybody by a lot really fast coming up here pretty soon. And I say beat, meaning just like you're going to overtake everybody, whether it's your business, your financial situation, you're going to find the best relationship, like all these wonderful things are happening, and it's all brewing right now. And I think you can feel it, because the Magician doesn't come out for no reason, right? You feel the Magician coming out inside of you. You feel the money coming to you. You feel the love coming to you. And in a way, the Magician, it draws, in a way that it's like outward projected, but in so doing, it also is pulling things in at the same time, right? Given the whole like masculine and feminine. We even have the masculine and feminine represented here, both with the High Priestess, the Magician, and the Queen of Cups, King of Cups, right? So there's, it's like both inward and outward simultaneously, which is really amazing. Now, let's clarify this King of Coins with an astrology card and a moon card. Water. Wow, so much water energy coming out for you guys. Amazing. Water is, I think, similar to air in a lot of ways, with its fluidity and with its sort of, the way it can carve paths, the way wind can whip around rocks and carve them. Same thing with water. And it has this ability to silently do damage, like going into an industry and causing some damage to that industry in a positive way, obviously. It's disruptive, it's exciting, it can be powerful and soft at the same time. And when it wants to create a hurricane, it can, and it wants to settle down, it can. And I think what's happening is there is a hurricane that's sort of brewing inside of you. And like I said, it's like a force to be reckoned with. Ooh, new moon in Scorpio, which we just had. And it's work through your fears. What did I just say about the strength card, right? What did I say? The strength. It's you will have fears surface, but who cares? Working through fears in this way, I don't know is like necessarily doing all the shadow work and, you know, talking to your, you know, spiritual healer and talking about everything. I don't think it's that kind of shadow work. I think what it is saying, okay, yeah, I'm afraid, and who cares? And just doing it anyway and seeing what the outcome is, because I suspect a successful outcome for you, right? I do. There's not a lot of need to dwell at this time because it's all 6th house activity. 6th house, yes, I know we want to be perfect and we want to, you know, make sure everything is right before we start pulling the trigger and taking it out into the public and all that. Like, yeah, okay, I get it. But it's Scorpio. You know, Scorpio is like, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. So let's look at the King of Coins here. Yep. No surprise there. I think you kind of already knew that. Card of Taurus, excellent. Hierophant, High Priest, matching the High Priestess. Ooh, another Queen of Cups. Let's look at the High Priestess here. Page of Swords, Hanged Man, Nine of Wands. This is kind of that silent togetherness that I feel. Some of you are separated by distance with someone. Yeah, some of you are separated by distance from somebody. Not so much miscommunication, more so as it is no communication. If you are not hearing from your Gemini, do not fret. They will come back. They will reappear. They will arrive. Yeah, they're taking care of things. They're busy. And it's not busy cheating on you. Don't stress. It's not like that. It's they're creating stuff. Ooh, oh my gosh, triple whammy of the Strength card. Holy cow. You're going to need the extra boost apparently to get you to the top of that roller coaster, man, cuz wow. Hold on. Cards fell on the floor. Yep. Here's the fear. Scorpio new moon. Work through your fears. Those came out as well. Damn. Strength is no joke. Queen of Cups. It's probably what I'm going to call the reading. Four of Coins. Love that as well with the Four of Cups. Queen of Swords reversed. Man, your other person is going to be kind of silent too. That best friend of yours, that business partner of yours, that significant other, they're in their own space. Everyone's still in their own space. That Mars and Libra, man. We're all just trying to figure ourselves out. Let's see. That's the work. This is you matching in form, right? Matching the universe in form, showing up. Boom. One more for the Magician, I think. One more. Okay. Card of Gemini. Great. Let's look at the Knight of Cups. Probably don't need too many of those. One more. A lot of repeated themes. See, no obstacles, right? It's not. There's no obstacles. That's why there's no need for fear. Four of Cups. Only accept responsibility that's truly yours. Now is not a time to assume responsibility for anyone or anything other than what is rightfully yours to do. It's not your responsibility to make someone happy. It's not your responsibility to calm someone down. It's not your responsibility to make sure someone's finances are in order. Wow, beautiful. Okay. One more for the Strength card at the end, and the Four of Swords reversed, and bottom of the deck is the Page of Coins. So this is where we are going to pick up for the comprehensive if you want to join me. If not, again, have an excellent Scorpio season. Link will be down in the description box below where we'll talk about all these cards for another 20 to 25 minutes, okay? Thank you guys so much for everything. Wishing you nothing but the best. Take care.